Hello, everyone. This is Water Fiction here, and today I decided I would tell you about how I came up with the names. First, the first names, and then the last names, and then the idea of the monsters, and then how the monsters were defeated. You know, just so you kind of get an idea of it. Uh, First, I'm look at the first the first names, right? Now, in the first story, I had two main characters: Fairly, whose name means from the clearing overgrown with ferns. So you have that, right? And then you have his wife. No. Hold on. Oh, one second. Here we go. The name Avena means oat or grain grower, right? Now it's funny because look here, you see the word grow and grow here. There's a reason for that. Just like in my second story, the character's first name is Esley. Sorry, means blood. And then of course we have sorry. Before I forget, there is no, named the character Lieutenant because that'd be kind of funny. Like he's like I just had the idea that he was a private, Private Lieutenant Blakely. And then after the events of the third story, he goes into Lieutenant Blakely. That's why I don't have it on here for because you know, Lieutenant is not a name really. Now it's time for Daffodil. Daffodil means yellow flower. That's basically the basic meaning of it. And then of course in my next story is the one with the little girl infused with a horse, and other things too. It's Brenner. Brenner means charcoal burner. Keep the word burn in your mind. I guess, yeah. And next we have. That's like both two names. I thought they were really kind of cool. I didn't know which one to take, so I used both of them. This is for the first name, Akiko. Is it Akiko? I always pronounce it as Akiko, but it would be Akiko. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say Akiko for right now. If it's not that way of saying it, just say, hey, this is the correct spelling of it. Okay. Okay. Her name means sparkle. Sorry. Bright autumn. Alright, and then the next story, the one that's kind of in first person view mode, I chose the Latin name of Caelus, which means sky or the heavens. And then, of course, I have the name, the last story is, the character is Gunda. Sorry about that. It's dry in here. Whose name means female warrior. Now, it's the warrior part that I was looking at. Now, see if this works or not, I don't know. Now, next we have their last names. Sorry. Okay, we have Rosencrantz, whose name means rose grower. Once again, that's the word grow, right? Then it goes to this Tuyen, which actually means way or line. I am not sure where that last name came from, honestly. I must have. Oh. Oh, no. It combines the word Etsley, which means blood, with Tuyen, which means line. You can use it as meaning line. So it's blood line. I know. I'm weird that way. But anyway, so now you can look at the last name of Lieutenant character third story of Blake. Blake means sorry. Pale blonde one or dark. So keep an eye on the word pale, right? And then of course saffron also means yellow flower. And I like daffodils like saffron, so I use them both. So daffodil, saffron, yellow flower. You know. Now Coleman means dove or charcoal burner. So it either means dove or it means charcoal burner. I don't think they mean that you're burning doves. You know. Hopefully, I don't know. You know. And now, for the next story, we're dealing with Akiko. You know. Well, there's Clarabelle. I also like the name Clarabelle, you know, so I kind of put them together. That's kind of why, too. I was like, oh, that's the two names together, you know. And I couldn't figure out, like, I was like, oh, is it okay to do that? Like, how would they reconcile this? So I kind of, hopefully this is the best route I could take, you know. But it means clear, bright, and beautiful. Then, of course, there's Asuman, which means sky. So once again, you see sky as being the main thing of this one, right? And then last but not least, sorry, we have Finlay. No, come on, sorry, I got my cat. Wee, there you go. On my computer again. Which means fair warrior. Hi. Oh, who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? Yeah, but he ain't good enough. Yeah, which means fair warrior. So, sorry, I said fair warrior before. Sorry. But now, now we're gonna look at the monsters and how to defeat them. Okay, so you got all the stuff in there. Now, within the monsters, sorry. I looked at the it's like before I know reading up different like color names, you know, and what were they of? Sorry. Okay, what they actually mean, like what the etymology is of them. Now, I guess you want to, is that, if you want to, if it's supposed to be entomology, damn it. Sorry about that. Entomology is the study of insects and bugs and stuff like that. But etymology is the study of words. Just in case if you kind of like wonder, like, wait, which one is. So, ETY or etymology, that's what we're talking about now with the words, you know. ENTO or entomology. That's the study of insects. But now the etymology, sorry about that, of the color green is actually is twofold. It means grass or to grow. And you know I put down the word optical for the monsters, the eyes that can grow. You know, like basically they can grow. I feel like instead of being able to grow in size or whatever, like, what if they could grow like a certain part of the body like multiple times? I figured one of the best ones to do would be the eyes. Like, so they, let's say the multiple eyes they can grow and shrink at will, because it comes to the word to grow. You know, the leech from Blood Puppets, well, red means blood. And I could have done like a vampire thing, but wait, what about a giant leech? I thought, like, what if it actually sucks? It gently sucks your blood dry. You become this like puppet, and you kind of try to grab people. So you like do this bloodless husk, trying to grab your loved ones or random strangers because you're being controlled by a giant leech as a puppet. Something I don't know. The color blue actually translates as a pale color. So I thought, like, oh, that one I couldn't do. I thought, like, I don't know why I just went right to like the blood, because it's vampiric, you know. But I said the leech, you know. Sorry, but I said blue. I decided. God damn it! 1 second. So I decided to make this creature in like a large body of water be tentacular. So I had like so I saw this mass of like tentacles, tendrils, and stinging tentacles. So I think like octopus legs, grapevines, and jellyfish tentacles. You know. And then I had like, the mass with eyes and pinchers being like the core of it. Because I feel it's in water, it's kind of like the idea of it like attacking by like instant killing you either by snapping you in two or by using a stinging tentacle to actually sting you or ensnare you, you know, maybe drowning you, so you basically end up pale, you know, that kind of thing, you know. Now I had different mixed etymologies on this one, but I chose the one that I originally saw it as being that yellow means to yell because it's like a bright yellow color. I like that. I don't really know if that's true or not though. But it might be. I don't know. But anyways, though, that's why the monster, the squeaky wheeled mannequin, or I want to say it's Whack Whack. You know, that's how you pronounce it. You know, that's why I picked that one up for because it's supposed to like I had this idea of like I've been hearing about the creatures before. Like, can you imagine there's a mannequin that you're supposed to avoid? You know, but when you hear the squeaky wheels really loudly, you're actually far away from it. So you want to keep hearing it, but as soon as it gets quiet, you want to bolt all and even hide as fast as you can. You know, otherwise it'll get you, right? And so it's like, what would that play the story? You know, like using like sound as a way of doing the thing, you know. And next up, for the next creature, the one-armed headless horse Teki, or Jun Takagami. Yes, I did June and Julius as June and July, just so you know. Well, the thing means to burn or to gleam. I couldn't really figure out how to do that, but I feel like, well, something is burned or gleam. Sometimes, one time something burns is burnt off, you know. So that's why I combined basically the one-armed warrior trope, you know, like Ash from the Evil Dead and a whole bunch of other stories like that. Along with the Headless Horseman, Teki Teki, and the Nuk Laviv, which is basically this weird skeletal creature that's fused together with a skeletal horse. It's really weird, really bizarre, you know, but also fucking badass, you know, like holy shit, you know. So I thought, why not do that, you know? Why not combine them together, you know, to one entity, you know? So yeah, so I kind of based in the kind of own story, you know, but it still combines elements of them, you know. And that's where the thing I'm missing for. Oh, sorry, to yell it's like sound based because it uses sound, just so you know. It comes back to that, you know. Next up, there is the spectral creatures of the Will o' the Wisp, you know. With this concept, they're more kind of a little more than just mysterious or misguiding you. They're basically straight up murderous, but they can't actually kill you because you know they're balls of light. Like, what are they gonna do, you know? So it's like, what if they could whisper into you and say, "Don't be afraid." You instantly, whatever they tell you, you have this other perceived notion of the world, and it's basically they're getting you into basically remove yourself from life's story, if you will, in a really bizarre, twisted way. Now, I use the word white means light, bright, or even white. I don't know, it's weird. It's like the name actually means the thing, you know? And I also feel like they'd be balls of light. I feel like balls could be like holy, but I thought like, well, what if they're more manipulative and destructive, you know? And then, of course, for the for the monsters in the next story, Tearing the Skies, I chose the color cyan, which cyan. I chose the color cyan, which cyan means sky. If I think cyan, like, which is other ways of saying is aqua means water. They're both synonymous, but cyan I think comes from lapis lazuli, which is a mineral. But the name lapis lazuli actually means it's something like of the sky or sky or whatever, you know. So kind of that too as well. And then last are the man in the magenta dress. But I kind of meant by that like the uniform, you know, because I think like dress can be clothing in general, right? Like it doesn't have to be a dress that's a specific thing, but it could be any type of clothing in general, right? So I chose the magenta dress. But anyways, besides the point, it comes from the Battle of Magenta. Well, the uniforms that the dress code of soldiers in the Battle of Magenta would wear magenta, these what would eventually be called magenta clothes. Now, how about when the monsters are defeated? Let me ask you what you're saying, okay? Well, I use like each color, what they represent in video games. Green almost always represents grass. Red represents fire. Blue represents water. Yellow represents lightning, which I use as being kind of the sound of machine. You know, technically, in fact, like how does Daffy defeat the squeaky mannequin? How does she defeat the creature? Simply put, by you basically by stunning it with a blast of sound from her favorite thing of music, right? Black is dark. You know, like darkness, you know. And that's what the whole kind of setting of the creature, and you were like, when the show off of the actual villain is set at night for, you know. Especially at night when there's not much light going on, you know. White usually is holy, and that's the other thing kind of was in a church while the creatures are basically balls of like light for the kind of like evil holy, I guess, you know. Now this one, this next one, I mean, cyan I found exactly is ice, right? You see like the color cyan is used like an ice crystal or ice cavern, you know. But like, well, I know I had like the robbers and the other kind of characters who the hijacking characters, you know. But I don't know if that would be like to use that, so it kind of had this weird icicle storm monster thing. Oh, no, this is the creature actually warning about, but I don't know if I would like keep that, you know. If somebody does adapt this stuff into a movie, they just decide to draw this stuff. They can decide to have the ice thing or not. They'll think, well, wait, these bad guys are ice cold, so that could be like the thing, you know. Or they just have this icicle monster that you don't actually get to see, but you know it's coming, though. It's an icicle storm, it's coming, you know. I don't know. And lastly, magenta usually says it's knowledge, you know, like magenta is usually like the hey, you know, you're high up, high end, you know this stuff, you know. So I thought like, oh, that's why Gunda Finlay, from that story, why she's so like smart and knowledgeable for, because I wanted to have that kind of like the secrets and knowledge of the universe kind of thing, you know. All right, that was that. That was it for my little thing, explaining all the characters' names, some of that, you know. Hope you like it. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my Patreon. And goodbye.